What's good, bro? Today I'm going to teach you how to do the pec deck in a better way for more gains. So here's the thing, right? How do people usually do the pec deck? What's like the common mistakes we see? We see it like this, right? Straight arms at the back, bent arms at the front. People be pec decking like this and you know, or maybe they have their arms completely straight at the back and completely straight at the front. And this is good, like it works and it gets you gains and there's nothing wrong with doing it like this. And if you were to see the little picture, the little demonstration picture on the machine of how to do it, it would say, you know, straight arm at the back, straight arm at the front, and that's not bad. But I think there's two modifications we can make that will make this exercise better. Let me begin with the first one. The first one is in regards to the lengthening process as we're coming back, right? Most people come back with straight arms. And like I said, although this is fine, I'm recommending you to come back with bent arms. At the back here, bend your arms like this. Two reasons for it. Number one, we're gonna get more range of motion because you see what happens when our arms are bent, we're able to get our elbow further behind our body, which as a result stretches the pec even more. And we know that a muscle that's stretched under load, under tension, asks and demands a very good hypertrophic stimulus. In other words, stretch under load is beautiful. So if we can get the biggest amount of stretch on our pecs as possible on the pec deck machine while we're trying to resist load, that's fucking fantastic for gains. That's the first reason, to get better stretch. The second reason for bending our arms at the back is to reduce bicep activation. Because you see, when we come back with straight arms like this is fine, right? This is fine, like I said, it's cool. But what happens is, there's something called a moment arm, right? And there's a very long moment arm from my elbow joint to my wrist joint. And what is it that's stopping my lower arm from snapping back like that? It's my bicep. It's my bicep that's contracting to make sure that my wrist and where the handle is doesn't pull my arm back. So when we're at this bottom position, of course we're working the chest, of course we're lengthening the chest, but we're just getting a little bit too much bicep than we'd like. So by bending our arms, what we do is we allow our wrist joint to stack above our elbow joint. And now there's no moment arm. When my arm is straight like this, you see the distance from elbow to wrist. When my arm is bent here at the back, you see there's almost no distance from elbow to wrist. Now the bicep will still be contracting a little bit, it will still be activated, but not to the same degree that it would be if our arms are straight. So this is the case for bending your arms on the way back. Greater stretch and more range of motion, less bicep activation. Now this exercise has been sort of deemed the pec press because it resembles a press, you know, if you can imagine with dumbbells when we're pressing like this, but it still has the benefits of a fly. And let me move on to the second part, and the second tip I recommend is on the way forward, right? As we're shortening the chest, we want our arms to be as long and out in front of us as possible. Why is that? Okay, let me first explain what the function of the chest is. The function of the chest is to bring our upper arm, so from shoulder to elbow, across our body. The lower arm, it doesn't matter what the lower arm's doing. I can bring the lower arm across my body like this and my chest isn't working any more or any less, right? So it's the upper arm. Because of that, the elbow is a very good point of reference for how much range of motion we're getting and how good a chest exercise is. So when we do the pec deck, we want to try and bring our elbows as close to each other as possible, and we want to try and get our elbows to almost touch. And the best way to do that is to have straight arms. You can imagine those gym noobs and those gym fail videos where guys are doing pec deck like this and they're trying to fist bump each other. Look how far their elbows are away from each other. Looks like I'm posing right now, obviously I'm looking kind of big, but that's besides the point, right? Look how far my elbows are from each other. If I have my arms straight, I can get them closer to each other and as a result, shorten and contract the pec to a much greater degree. It's all about the elbows. This is why when analyzing a good chest machine, we look to see if the machine converges. In other words, if the machine brings the elbows closer to each other. The worst chest machines, and if you ever come across a chest machine that diverges, burn that whole gym, right? A divergent chest machine starts you here and has you pressing out and has the elbows getting further apart from each other. If you ever see that in a gym, burn that gym, burn that machine, cancel your membership, okay? When it comes to chest training, fuck me. When it comes to chest training, we're always looking to bring the elbows as close to each other as possible. This is why I'm recommending in the contraction phase, have your arms out in front of you as much as possible and have them as straight as possible. This, of course, will make the exercise harder, but of course will make the exercise better and give you more gains because now you're contracting and shortening the muscle to a greater degree than ever before. Funnily enough, common mistakes of this is people have their arms long on the way back and short on the way forward. What I'm recommending and what you've just learned is the total opposite. Have your arms short on the way back, bent on the way back, and then long on the way forward. Try it, let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree with what I've taught you in this video, let me know down below. If I'm on your screen right now, I've kept your interest somehow. Bro, I love you. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a comment what you thought. I'll catch you. Oh, let me not forget to mention, click the first thing in my description, free training program. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one, bro.